Gallery, Gallery Conversations. Tonight we are going to talk with David Little, who's been pretty busy the last couple of years. He's bringing out a book with his brother Carl, and we have some paintings here that, if I'm not mistaken, you do a lot of plein air and you do a lot in the studio as well.
Yep, I basically try to paint on location almost all the time and finish my work. If there are ones that don't work, I finish them in the studio. But basically, I've always been a plein air painter. I shouldn't say always, because I started off as a surrealist, painting very
Yes,
abstract
very
paintings,
nice too.
and watercolor and mixed media. But
Another body of work entirely different.
completely different, influenced by Paul Klee and Yves Tanguy and Kandinsky, and those were my heroes back then. But
Yeah.
before I really became infatuated with Impressionism.
Well, what can you tell us about this big piece? I mean, it's just lovely, and a lot of people are drawn to it when they come into the gallery. The door's over there, and they come in, and it's really the first thing they see. And it's just so light and pretty.
Well, it's a painting that has many painting sessions on it, and also over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So it has a fair amount of studio work in it.
I think one of the things I like about it best is you can't see a whole lot of sky, but there's a lot of reflection in the water, so you kind of know it's there, and where the purple foreground leads you into the pink flowers, it's very quieting, which I would have to say is sort of a theme that runs through your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
nice.
you for inviting me to come and show
You're
here. It's
welcome.
very nice.
Glad to have you. Now, when you are out painting plein air with a rocky coast, what's that like compared to the farm with all the flowers here? I mean, you've got to wear a different hat, different clothes. You're all over the map with time of year, too. What's that like?
It's just, I guess that the biggest difference is that when you're painting something that's moving, it's a much greater challenge in a way. I shouldn't say greater challenge, because it's all challenge in painting to paint anything. But I've always loved painting on the coast of Maine very, very much. Much more than in the inland parts of Maine, even though I have spent a fair amount of time exploring the state. So I've been up to Katahdin, and I've been up to Rangeley, and I've been down to, I've been up to Sullivan. I've painted in a lot of different locations other than on the coast. And I find them all very exciting. West Bethel is where I started painting. When I first started painting out of Portland, really long out in the woods, it was up in West Bethel.
Oh, well, I know we had a painting here earlier that was Turner. I don't think we have it in the gallery now.
Yeah, that was one of the three mountains, the Turner Mountain,
Yes.
Turner Range at Katahdin Lake.
Yeah, very nice. The wave action, where is this? You do a great deal of cataloging of your work. You know, you always are where it's at, what time of day, all of that. Can you tell us something about the water here?
This is a particular favorite spot, actually. This is in Korea, and it's very near where Louise Dickinson Rich had her house that was on Cranberry Point, Korea, and it's a place that you have to know how to get to. And because I paint with Chris Huntington, he knew how to get to this spot.
A secret spot.
And, so we would go out there. We would rent for a week or two. He would sometimes rent for a month, and I would just come for 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And we would go out every day with our easels and walk out to Cranberry Point. This is actually closer to where we were renting in Korea. This is farther out on Cranberry Point.
Beautiful. You've got several pieces here from Cranberry Island.
So that's different.
That
Cranberry
is?
Island is different. Cranberry Island is MDI.
Oh, so
Korea's east of it. It's further up the coast.
Very nice. Tell us about Katahdin, because this is pretty big for you this year.
Well, my focus has changed from painting. I haven't painted for quite a while. I've been working on a book for the last year and a half seriously, and before that 6 years of research and development, basically. The book is about the artists who have been inspired by Mount Katahdin, and over time and the region around the mountain. So the book focuses on portraits of the mountain, and it also has paintings of the rivers, streams, waterfalls, all kinds of things. Everything you can think of, pretty much. The wildlife. There's moose paintings in the book. Yeah, it's a big book.
And a lot that people haven't seen yet, right? You have a few that have never been published.
The subject has never been tackled before in terms of a book, so it's a first of its kind book. And
hardcover, it's going to be lovely.
Yeah, who are some of the artists that you're be showing in the book?
Well, the artists that are in the book, it starts with the Native American, which is very, very more artisan oriented, because the early Penobscot Indians didn't really paint the mountain. It goes up through the Hudson River Frederick Church period and the people that he brought up to paint in the area. Then it goes into there's a group of famous painters who basically are associated with the Katahdin area that starts with people like Jake Day and Charles Hubbard, James Fitzgerald, Marcin Hartley, Carl Springhorn, and George Hallowell is pretty much the group. And then we have a new artist, Cecil Palmer, who's a totally new discovery. And I have put him in with that group because the work is so beautiful. And then from there it goes into the deceased artists of the 20th century who only painted there infrequently, like John Marin, and other artists. Neil Welliver only did a single painting of Katahdin. And then after that, the last part of the book, and probably the largest part, is on the contemporary group of living artists. And that's, the span in there is just huge.
Yeah.
And it does show you that there is a tradition that has emerged with some difficulty over a long period of time and is now very vibrant.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. I can't wait to see it. When is it coming out?
Well, we were hoping for Christmas, but we're not sure.
No.
So it may be out
It's gonna take a while.
it may be early next year.
But you want it done right. And who's publishing it?
Down East Books.
Down East Books. Beautiful. Yeah, very nice.
So that's why I haven't painted in a while, and it actually feels very good to talk about these paintings because it makes me want to get back to painting.
Yeah. Well, I knew you were cleaning up your studio the last time that we talked, getting ready for that. So it'd be interesting to see what turn you take, or stay the same.
Thanks.
Very nice having you. Thank you. Thanks for coming.